I'm going to write some quotes from scriptures on the board, and I just want to go over them to try and make my point and help you guys understand what I'm trying to say. So, when the soul descends to earth, it forgets its source. If you bring forth what is within you, you bring forth what will save you. Remember who you are. Essentially, what all these three want you to understand is that you tend to attach your sense of identity to the person that you've created inside your mind, that you use to function and make sense of this life. You go through your whole life living as this person. So all of your negative experiences and your positive experiences stem from how this person that you've created successfully or unsuccessfully interacts with their world. All these small problems that we all have, they're only relevant to the person that you believe you are, right? The persona that you created is the entity having the problem, right? But you at your core are not having the problem. You could never have that problem, because you at your core are everything around you. Every living thing around you is the same thing as you at your core. I'm going to try and explain it to you in a simple way as possible, yeah? So I know it's impossible, but try and picture the very beginning of existence. Try and go back to the very first thing, whether you believe it's a Big Bang or whether you believe it's God creating Earth or whatever it is you believe. Go back to the very beginning of that timeline, yeah? And let's put that here, right? There have been millions and millions, if not billions or even trillions of years between this point and where you are now, okay? So this is you, and that's the beginning, yeah? Since the beginning to where you are now, it's just been an endless cycle of energy being transmuted from one form to another, to another, to another, to another, to a tree, to an ocean, to a planet, to a star, back to a tree, back to a speck of dust, transmuting itself over and over and over again, because nothing exists forever, yeah? And nothing can just be eradicated. Energy cannot be created or destroyed. It can only be transmuted into something else, right? So let's just pretend that in the beginning there was one speck of whatever, energy, God, whatever. And that speck has evolved to where it is now, which is you, right? Because you are consciously experiencing life. And that life is the code for the energy that has been transmuted for you into you. What I like to call God, yeah, is generator, operator, destroyer, yeah, G-O-D, yeah. And it's just the blueprint of the nature of everything, yeah. You cannot have something created out of nothing, and that something cannot be destroyed into nothing again, right? It can only be created from something else. It lives a life, whether it's you or this table. You both have a lifespan. You're going to die in 60 to 100 years. This table probably won't be a table in 20, 30 years time. It would have been destroyed or remodeled and turned into something else, right? Point is, the beginning of everything and you are the same thing, because this has just evolved countless times and gone through the same cycle of generation, operation, and destruction until it's reached you, okay? And the point of this is to understand that any problem that you think you're having with your ego, with your created illusionary persona, it doesn't exist. It's the divine intelligence experiencing itself. So whatever problem you're having, it's not real. It's a part of the program. Everything's a program, And the source of that program is shared in everything, right? Once you come to terms with that, you realize that you are so much more than these tiny issues that you have. You know, they're divine intelligence experiencing its life in this endless cycle. So stop attaching yourself to these problems, okay? One of my favorite quotes ever comes from Bob Marley, yeah, and he said, emancipate means free, if you didn't know, but free yourself from mental slavery. No one but you can free your mind. Okay? Free yourself from mental slavery. Dissolve your ego. Dissolve your material desires. Dissolve your low vibrational frequency attachments. You need to transcend. No one but you can free your mind. And the reason no one but you can free your mind is because you come from the source of everything around you. You, at your core, you are divine intelligence. At your core, you are divine intelligence. The reason you have problems is because you've forgotten that. You're coping in this world through your ego. You're making sense of everything through your ego. But you need to dissolve it. You need to wake up. I hate saying wake up, but you need to wake up. Like, you need to realize that you're part of a divine program that's just running, and it's always going to run till the end of time. Yeah. And a lot of, like, today's world is like, people don't want you to know this. People don't want you to realize that you are this divine intelligence. And that's why the world seems like such an evil place. You know, you have like all the war and all the death and all the like poverty and greed and elites running everything and exploiting the lower class, and taxes and unhealthy food and sexualization of everything, and movies that invoke low vibrations, or TV shows that invoke these low vibrations. It's all designed to keep you in your ego. So how can you make it easier now? Yeah, you can separate yourself from the problem. Whatever problem you're having, you can stop attaching yourself to it, because it's got nothing to do with you. Yeah. Now you need to, the easiest way I can explain it, from what I've learned and what the conclusion that I've come to, is that you need to you need to open your heart and live through your heart. Yeah. Because love is the unifying force of everything. Okay. Love is the central inertia point of your electromagnetic field. Your electromagnetic field comes from your heart. You have an electromagnetic torus field around you, yeah, and it's produced by the heart. You need to live through your heart. You need to love everything, everyone, everything you do, everyone you speak to. You need to see them as you in another form, and that's when you begin to resonate with everything, and that's when everything becomes intuitive and easy, because everything is just another version of you, and love is the unifier of everything. It's like metaphysical truth, right? You and everything around you, every living thing, every whatever, is just another version of you, right? So all you need to do is open your heart to everything, because then everything will resonate with you. Everything will become unified. Everything you interact with will become unified. You've intertwined through opening your heart. Your toroidal field is now resonating with everything, which it should be by nature, because you are everything. But love is the unifying force.